Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to Betsndat, the number one sports betting podcast in the Southern Hemisphere. You know the usual suspects. Chimes, Chazza, Zeke. My name is Nate. Welcome to the show. How are we, boys?
Pretty good, man. Been a quiet week, eh? Weekend without Chimes.
What happened, Chimes? You kind of went MIA on us.
I've just been busy, man. Busy with life, busy with mahi.
Yeah. Actually, you told us why. Congratulations, brother.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
He's expecting a baby. No.
Let's start off with that good news, man. I think it's a great news for anybody who's, like, especially in this climate, to do what you've done, to achieve what you have, to get the keys to your house, brother.
As a losing better.
What's it been like?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, to start off with gratitude for the week, Brody, my partner, and I, really fortunate and lucky that we were able to get our first house together. So, thanks, bro.
16 more to go. Chazza, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for our community. Eden Park, obviously, was around Pacifica, and just be able to see all the performances throughout the field, and obviously seeing how much they got behind it. Even some of the journalists were wearing bears, and it was really good to see. Just obviously playing Blues, playing Moana was an awesome game. So just embracing the culture.
Nice. Zeke?
Grateful for Asian people, eh? All my mates are Asian, but I love them. That's just helps.
What are we, man? What are we?
Oh, you guys are all right. No, just I think all the people I hang out with, everyone's like, well, why are you always hanging with Asians? I think they just teach you to be better in all areas of your life, you know?
What are you learning from Shunji, bro? Come on.
Oh, not him. Not him, but I love Asian people.
Yeah. Tony's waiting for a shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Cambos.
I'm grateful for good doctors, especially a medical practice called Tend. This isn't a paid advertisement. I just really like the way they operate. They have an app. You sign up. There's no waiting in cold corridors. There's no packed waiting rooms. They just send you a text, and in 5 minutes, you're seeing a doctor because I really, really needed one over the weekend. And yeah, if you do, as a man, because I know a lot of men are watching this, like if you going through stuff and you have a bit of pain and like check it out, man. It's important. Yeah,
$500 if you want the details.
Fuck it. Nah, I can't. Anyway, what are we wearing today, boys?
The jersey and team that I'm repping this week is Takapuna Football Club. It's from my mate, Kieran Friday, who's the centre back and vice captain for the team.
He's handsome, eh?
Yeah, handsome, good dude. I think he got a red card, so hopefully he's playing this week, but maybe not. But yeah, this jersey, it says XL and it is XL. So.
Except he's a Liverpool supporter, so.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch that.
I was in Sydney, Liverpool.
Hey, did you guys find it funny that the last month it's been Moana, and then as soon as they lose.
I'm ripping the Blues here. Managed to find this jersey. It's been parked up in a cupboard, so just collecting dust. But yeah, managed to get it out. Just want to say congrats to the girls, the NIB Blues Opiki champions.
Girls.
Back-to-back champs. So yeah, happy to played many games in this jersey, and 99 to be exact. But yeah, it's been a journey, eh?
Yeah, we get it. That's your team. I met Portia Woodman in real life. What a weapon, eh? Oh. Bro, those thighs, man, next level. Whoa, no. I say, come on, man. I say it respectfully, but she looks like she gets squat, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure she could.
Yeah.
Went to Magsville for her, bro. She's been in the garden ever since.
Hey.
Yeah.
I really was hoping that she made that move to NRL, but obviously she can't make it because she's an ambassador for, I guess, the next Rugby World Cup for women. But man, she'll be awesome.
Brush. Would be gangster.
God up.
Who are they playing? Do they have a game this week?
No, that was it.
That was it. They played on the final.
I saw someone saying all the best this week. Must be on the bender.
What do you got on, Oos?
I'm wearing Cessnock Guanas from the Newcastle area. This is thanks to my boy Sione Ngahe. He's the back fence Spence of Richmond Rovers Prims team. He's the man. This is the junior club of the Matthew and Andrew Johns. Current players would be Brodie Jones and Fletcher Sharp.
What a club, eh? I've got on the Tour Samoa training jersey from 2023. Just nice to have on board, for when they win the Rugby League World Cup next
Is that
year.
when we beat Tonga?
Huh?
That's when we beat Tonga, eh?
Man, I forgot about that game. Wasn't really up on my high up on my list, but yeah, I think that's when they won.
I was at that game, man. I was managed to get to the quarter semi. Yeah, that's the one you're talking about, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, quarter semi-finals, bro. That was crazy atmosphere, bro. Crazy.
Wow, what a game.
Did you party after?
Oh, there's no reason to.
Let's talk some betting. Let's recap last week's bets and start off with bring a leg. How did we go?
Was it only me and you, Nate?
Huh?
Was it only me and you that hit?
I'm not too sure. I'd like to confirm with the boys.
Start off the losers first.
May as well start off with me because mine were the worst. All my picks last week can be summed up in one word. Hello. A week after we hit our multi, I was, had high hopes and I was really, really wanted us to do well, eh? Because to get back to back will be hard, but fuck, it would have been mean if we hit it. I started off with a big sloppy fight. I picked Panthers to win 1-12 versus Dolphins, and they ended up getting pumped 30-12.
Oh man, that was a rough game to watch as a Panthers fan. Oh, for Panthers fans,
Yeah, they did to me, man.
I just want to say, look, man, honestly, it's impossible to win every week, every bet that you pick. Please don't disappear again. Just reply to our text source. Come on, man. Chazza.
Yeah, bro. I had Moana to stay within 5.5. I had them at plus 5.5.5. And yeah, bro, they weren't anywhere near it. Eh? It was it was a tough game. They just couldn't get into the game, bro. And credit to the Blues, that was probably their best performance as a team. And yeah.
I will review it in depth. Yeah. And moving on to the winners.
I had Dan Ige in the UFC. He was in against Sean Woodson. Yeah. I didn't know how the judging would go, so I was hoping he would just get them out of the equation, and he did. Round 3 KO, but judges had it right before that anyway, so he was up 2-0.
I only watched that because of your bet, man. Oh, that guy's mean.
Yeah, he was a big size, height difference, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a dog, man.
I like watching those fights where I don't know anything and it's easy because they win in the fashion that they did,
Yeah.
Even though people on the comment section on the Betsndat page are trying to argue with you.
Gave that guy the Thanos, he's gone, bro.
Oh, really?
He hadn't followed, so I blocked him.
Oh. My bring a leg for last week, I picked the Storm minus 16.5 points in the first half against the Warriors at $4. They ended up winning that first half 36-0. It was pretty impressive from the Storm.
I was too busy watching the UFC, so when I turned it over, I was like, oh, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, don't worry about me next time.
Oh, man, there's a little snake in the grass there.
Lock or laugh? How did we go?
My luck was just as bad. It was Tottenham to win versus Eintracht Frankfurt in UEFA. Lowest odds in laugh or lock history. And I thought a healthy Tottenham team would do the job at home. They play with a better team on the day, but, creating chances and stuff. But the way football goes, sometimes you can be footballed and draw 1-1, which is what happened. So,
as someone who knows nothing about football, was that unexpected or was that like...
No, it wasn't like Tottenham were coming in like hot or anything like that. But I just thought, they needed to win that because it's a 2-leg game, which they play one game at Tottenham and the next one's over in Germany. And I just thought, fully healthy, they were the favourites. And, another day they would have won that 2-1 or 3-1, but just happened to...
It's hard off the draw, eh?
Yeah. So now they've got to go to Frankfurt and either win 2-1 or 1-0 or something like that. But if Frankfurt is 1-1 draw, then it goes extra time and penalties. So, but yeah, elo pick.
Chazza?
Yeah, I had Moana 14.5 to stay within 14.5 points. Yeah, the leg was probably a bit of a gamble, but I thought for sure this would stay within the 14.5. But bro, they just got blown out. Eh?
I've got so many questions about the game, and I'll wait till you review it because it's like they didn't play how they played the weeks prior.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, we'll talk about that soon. Zeke, your one won, even though it lost, but it won. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was just... Yeah, so he battered him around the cage. But then because Bryce Mitchell was shooting for takedowns, he was putting his head in the wrong place. And then just took the opportunity. I guess can't really be mad at him. But yeah, Gene Silver sucks. He's dead to me.
My lock last week, I stuck with the Storm to not trail against the Warriors at $2.20. They basically had that one in the first 10 minutes, and yeah, nothing to it.
Nice,
Beautiful.
a bit of a run.
No.
You are, eh?
Yeah.
What's that, 3 in a row?
Nah, 2. Big news story of the week. Let's talk some news. Where do you guys want to start? Do you want to start with Spencer Leniu, Lockie Galvin? Or actually, we should start with the local boy, Reiko Ioane. He's going to take up a year in Leinster as part of his sabbatical that was written into his contract. So he will be back at the second half of next year. How do we feel about that?
Good on him,
Good on
man.
him, babe.
I'm always a fan of dudes heading overseas and getting their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't come around often, eh?
And it doesn't jeopardise him for next World Cup as well.
Yeah.
He'll be back in time to be with the NZRU and hopefully makes some good coin and then comes back to the fold with the All Blacks.
Chazza, what's the culture shock like that to go from Super Rugby to then play somewhere like Leinster?
Oh, bro, I reckon it'll be awesome, bro. He would have the time of his life, eh? It'll be a tough transition. No, I don't think it'll be tough, bro. I think it's just trying to understand the way that club does it. Leinster are a very big club in Europe and European rugby. So obviously Geordie's been there. But man, like I always feel, I've always wanted to. People got to understand that, like a lot of the guys when they come to professional rugby players and they start young, obviously Rieko. I think he signed a big contract on his last year's school. He was on maybe 100K or something. Damn. To lock him up to the Blues or something. I think he was on something like that. But to understand, like, these guys never get to go out and about to go and do an OE because between seasons they got 2 weeks off. Christmas is the longest one. They get maybe 4 weeks off. But Christmas is a hard time to try and... because everyone wants to come together as a family in their time to try and go to Europe. And it's over there, it's going into winter. So he's going to experience like the full front of... He'll get the whole European experience while playing rugby in front of 80,000 people, probably 40,000, 50,000 week in, week out, bro.
Let's say you're in Rico's shoes, right? And you get offered a sabbatical from the Blues and you have to come back. The first time you went to France and you experienced that, say in the first year, would you have come back? Or like, nah?
Nah, I wouldn't have come back.
That good, eh?
Yeah.
Do you think that'll be the same for him? Like, he has to come back no matter what because it's in the deal. But if he had the option to stay there, do you think he would just stay there?
I think so, eh?
Hey.
At a club like that, because you're playing in the best comps. Like he's playing in like obviously his local comp, but then the big European one. Then you're getting the best of both worlds. Like come summertime, man, the European summer's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
That's the best of any rugby comp, eh?
yeah.
Oh, like besides World Cup.
I think that's the only reason why, though, right? It's because of the World Cup, and you got to be playing in New Zealand to make the All Blacks.
And you get to see your old mates, the South Africans there as
Yeah,
well.
bro. You see all the Seffers, like, bro, Seffers are like the Kiwis, like us, bro. They're just, family-oriented guys, love a beer, love a barbie. But, bro, they'll smash some dudes. They're like, those guys love contact sessions. Eh?
And then if you don't like it, you just look at your bank account. Hey, Chazza. Man, let's talk some drama in the NRL. This is all over social media, all over the news. NRL media is just going crazy with it. It's Spencer Leniu versus Jonathan Thurston versus Billy Walters. Spencer Leniu, after the Roosters-Broncos game, had a few things to say to Jonathan Thurston. It got reported. There was a bit of footage as well between Jonathan Thurston trying to, I guess, reason with Trent Robinson, the coach of the Roosters, as well as James Tedesco, who was standing there as well. Where do you guys stand on it? What are your thoughts on it? What's your view of Spencer Leniu now?
I just think it was wrong place, wrong time, mate. Like, it didn't have to get this ugly. Like, if he just did it behind where no one got the chance to report on it. But
yeah, maybe the way he did it, it was, could have been a little bit better. But I like that he stood up for himself and he challenged. Because, like, all these talking heads, whether you're ex-player or you're like some guy like Paul Kent, they're paid to give an opinion and often, you know, they're not right, or, you know, they're criticizing someone that makes an impact on that person's career. So Spencer, you know, he's standing up for himself. He could have maybe done it a bit nicer, but I'm glad that he, you know, challenged someone, even if it's one of the greats like JT.
And as a Jonathan Thurston hater, who cares?
Man, what about you also, Billy Walters, like just getting caught on the crossfire? So apparently what was reported back is when it was getting a bit feisty between Jonathan Thurston and Spencer Leniu on the field, Ben Hunt was walking past with Billy Walters. Ben Hunt intervened, and then Billy Walters tried to intervene, and he was like, "Get the fuck out of here, snitch." So he was shook by that. Can we bleep out the... Yeah. But yeah, so I think he's a bit fragile. I was on one of the NRL players' close friends, and he was like, "Yeah, Billy didn't take that too well." So,
Do you make these up, or?
mate,
I think you're the one that leaked Taruva's close story.
Hey man, I got some screenshots for days. Hey, just remember how you got the Xavier Willison exclusive. Lucky Galvin dropped from the Tigers against the Eels game on Easter Monday.
Yeah, another thing that didn't have to get this ugly, eh? I think he's just been advised wrong. His manager's a prick. I heard his dad's a bit of an egg as well. Like he thinks his son's like shit.
Kalen's dad?
I don't think Kellen's that bad. I think he's been like within reason. But yeah, I think, why would you come out and say that stuff about your coach? You're still on the contract for another
Next year,
almost
October.
2 years.
Yeah.
And
The funny thing about it is that Benji Marshall was okay with it. He still selected him, but the playing group said, nah, get rid of him. Yeah. And then, like you said, Taruva's close friend's Instagram story taking a photo of Lucky Galvin's locker playing a song from Shane McMahon's theme song.
yeah,
Here Comes the Money. I feel bad for the kid because, I mean, the Tigers don't have the best record when it comes to looking after their players. And he's thinking about himself and his ability to earn money and to support his family. And I don't mind it, man, because your shelf life in the game is short.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with him getting his money. It's just
The way he went about it, he's like alienating his teammates, and he's choosing, you know, the timing, and just like they're getting bad advice from their agents and managers, eh?
I don't know how much of the reports are true, but like if the one about saying Benji isn't the right guy to develop him, bro, Benji's one of the best sixes of all time.
Yeah.
So yeah, bit sad. He's a young kid, so
I think the most recent story I saw today was Benji called a meeting. He got Lockie in to talk to the boys, and then he didn't get to finish his speech because the boys weren't interested, and then he left.
yeah.
Which is, I mean, to see how they've been winning the last few weeks, it's kind of stink, man. I feel for the kid.
Yeah.
Oh, but it just shows you how much, probably a different side of the story, from if that's the way the boys are.
Yeah.
And the boys are the boys, you know. They know the real, like what people are like, and
You can't talk. I heard you guys did that to Benji Marshall with the Blues.
he just up and left. That was crazy. I heard they try to push him down, like, but it was a tough old gig for Benji. Like, he come in, he was playing league with our backline, but the way we play in rugby, we play straight. They play across as a fly half, as a halfback. So he was running, trying to drop guys off, but I was like, nah, we try to take guys out. We draw and pass, but he tried to keep playing his way. And I gave him about 3-4 games, and then JK, John Kerwin, just goes, man, I think he needed some time in the Bs, like in the grade below. And then Benji was like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. And then they just cut the deal, and he left like that. But part of the deal was that he didn't get to come and say goodbye.
Yeah.
We saw him one. He goes, "Oh, I can't talk to you guys. I'll give you guys." He just sent a message.
Yeah.
But he's a good boss. He's a good dude, bro.
Yeah.
He was a real good dude. Team culture and all that, eh? So
Yeah. Anyway, shout out Benji. And let's have a look at the week that was in Super Rugby, Charlie. You sweet for that?
Yep.
First game, Friday night last week, it was the Hurricanes versus the Crusaders. Tight game, 31-24. That was played in Wellington.
yeah, but it was a really good game. Really tight, as you're saying, like a really tight contest. I think just the Hurricanes just gave away a few too many errors, and the Crusaders just got on top of them. They pushed out maybe 3 tries. The Hurricanes came back towards the end. 2 yellow cards in the last 17 minutes of the game kind of helped the Hurricanes get back into the game, but the damage was already done, eh? Crusaders,
Also last Friday night, game of the round, Waratahs versus the Chiefs. This was in Sydney, 21 to the Waratahs, 14 to the Chiefs.
Yeah, bro, that was probably the best game of the week. Bro, I just swear Leniu, bro, and just the calmness he brings to that back line. And it just feels like people, like when they come to tackle him, like his first try, he stepped Damien McKenzie and there was 3 defenders and he got through all of them. Like he managed to find a way. And I guess just the way how much it lifts his boys is just crazy. Like after that, I think their third or their second try, the Chiefs were on their line. They knocked the ball on the try line and they scored back the other end. And I was like, but it was like, maybe a couple offloads, a nice little tip pass, and then a last little 50-50, but they were just on. Their skills were on, and you can just see how much influence he has. Obviously, like they managed to get another try through the forwards, but I think he's really having a big impact on that team, man.
I think the Aussies being strong and Aussie and denying wins for the New Zealand teams is making people want to watch now because it can only be a good thing, bro, especially with teams that you think are easy beats. Guys are playing their starting sides now over there.
Yeah.
On the Saturday, the game that we had all tipped the Moana for.
Except for me.
Did you pick Blues?
He's got Blues still on a hot streak.
Got on a hot streak, mate. It's 2 from 2, mate.
Blues 36, Moana 17.
Yeah, I was at the game. It was obviously I was hoping Blues would win, but not by that much. They just never gave Moana a chance to get into the game. Like there were some dudes in the Moana team just breaking my balls. Like the discipline side, like they just giving Blues easy ins. Like once you get into that 22, the chances are the way the competition is now with all the rules, with the offside lines, people are going to maul you or they're going to pick and go you, and you get easy half meters every single carry. It's just so hard to stop once they get into that 22. Like most teams now, they've got a good pick and go game, and that's what happened on the weekend. Like, it wasn't flash in regards to seeing Mark Talera and Caleb Clark and the boys do their thing. Obviously, Bowden Barrett, nice little individual try there. But the rest of them were all just mauls and pick and goes, and they just never gave them a chance, bro. And then when they did give them a chance, their defense was just awesome.
Because I sort of blended on like Pellegrini not starting, but it wouldn't have made a difference, man, with the forward pack going backwards.
Yeah, but I was gutted too when I didn't see Pellegrini. I was like, the odds are going down. But yeah, like the way the Blues turned up, and that's the performance you want to see from a defending champ, that type of performance. And I think like that was good to see, but the Blues need to back up this week against Crusaders, bro. And if they do that against the Crusaders, the Blues are back, bro.
Yeah. And the next game on the Saturday night, and it was really important for the Highlanders to win this game after the comments we had made. They beat the Drua 43 points to 20.
Bro, same as like we've said before, bro. Like the Highlanders, bro, just a quick shout out to Taniela Filimoni, 2 tries on debut. But they just started off with a hiss and a roar, the Highlanders. They kind of started getting a bit fancy, started trying to do these cross-field kicks that wasn't working, but then after half-time, they come back and they just continued on. The draw did make it interesting. They got to 24-20, and I was like, oh, here we go. But shout out to draw, bro. Every time they score a try, bro, that's up for try of the year, right? Most of their tries are crazy. Bloody chip kicks, like not the best chip kicks, but then their pickup game and then be able to offload off the ground is just crazy.
Entertainers. And we weren't expecting this one because I think we all tipped the Reds for this game, but the Brumbies outpowered them 39 points to 26.
Yeah, bro. Just a shout out to Leniu Kitau. Hopefully he had a bit of a concussion in that first couple of minutes. So hopefully he's recovered from that. But yeah, bro. It was interesting. Obviously, we had the Reds. Reds started really well with two tries. I thought it was going to be an easy game, and then Brumbies came back with 2 tries, and then it became like a try each. But yeah, it was just the battle of forward packs. They just kind of the Reds got a more try, and then Brumbies come back. Oh, we'll beat you. We'll do a 11-man more try, and they did that a couple of times and just pushed the game out. So
I always give the Brumbies a chance because they're coached by the greatest first five of all time.
Stephen Larkham.
Yeah, buddy.
Gee, bro, the man.
Yeah. Let's talk NRL Thursday night. It's the Dolphins beating the mighty Penrith Panthers by 30 points to 12.
Yeah, good on them.
Great performance.
I think we just have to start believing what we're seeing now with the Panthers, eh?
Yeah.
It's hard though. It's very hard.
That's cool, man. I love it.
Because I'm looking at the lineup and I'm seeing all these premiership winners like still playing in their 4-pack for the Panthers. I still see Dylan Edwards there.
He sucks.
He's been bad.
Unpopular opinion, so overrated.
Do you think it's because he's got a groin injury that he's carrying? Do you think that's a...
I think he's got a groin injury, brain injury.
The money team, the Dragons, they played the Titans in Wollongong. They won that by 38 points to 16.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. The Titans are pretty bad, eh?
It was a tough game to watch if you're a Titans fan because they offer nothing. I didn't realize... Do you think Kenny was a big part of their attack? Because they're not...
Yeah. Like, the Groot kid, he's really good, but Kenny's just... He's like an Energizer Buzzy, yeah. He's just going all the time.
Broncos, Roosters.
Man, honestly, that was probably like top 2 worst referee performances of the year.
I agree. Straight up.
But Broncos still didn't deserve that win. Roosters just outplayed them.
I was talking to Charlie about it, and they were just hiding away from the collision.
Yeah.
Like, they just wanted to run around them, and they were getting... Yeah, it was ugly to watch.
Like, especially that high tackle that is it Stags got pulled up for?
Yeah.
And then somehow it got reversed to a Roosters penalty. Then they go down and score and then just go on a run. So just little things like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Broncos should have.
Like, what you said about the Panthers, we have to start believing what we're seeing. I feel that way about Reece Walsh at the moment.
I still don't know.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think we've seen what he can reach. So, yeah, I just think the whole team is underperforming.
Would you take Dylan Edwards over Reece Walsh right now?
Right, no. What?
On Saturday, it was a tight game between Manly and the Sharks. The Sharks prevailing 24 points to 18.
I missed the majority of this game, but I saw the ending and yeah, it was really good. I watched the highlights as well. So, but yeah, Manly almost had it, eh? But yeah, I thought Sharks did what they did everything they could. Will Kennedy was the man. Eh?
Yeah, the highlight reel game, that one. Rabbitohs, they succumbed to the Cowboys. This was in Perth as well. They lost their game 16 points to 24.
Yeah, I think like I had a pretty big bet on the Cowboys. I just thought Rabbitohs had been kind of overachieving this year. Like they were grinding out the little wins, which is what you want. But I think this was a good style matchup for the Cowboys in certain positions.
Did you make much of the Eels-Raiders game? The Raiders winning that 50 points to 12?
Every game up in Darwin has been ugly, eh? Just because of the humidity and then you got Eels playing like just negative football. Just, yeah.
I think a majority of that team got sacked for this upcoming game against the Tigers.
Yeah.
Sunday was the Storm versus the Warriors. Full-time score 42 points to 14.
They need to sort out like perfect performance first half, but they need to sort out that second half. Eh? Like as soon as Hughes went off, they scored one try.
Yeah.
So
from the greatest winger in the NRL, Xavier Coates.
Warriors just it was always going to be hard. A flat track, Storm at home. They're probably the best in the business when it's those conditions.
They still got the biggest streak, eh? Storm wins against the Warriors.
17 now.
Oof.
Andrew John said they're the bogey team for the Storm. I think he was just, when you think of those games, you think of the big finals games where the Warriors just nicked them last minutes. Yeah. So that's kind of imprinted in everyone's brain.
That's just lazy journalism, Yeah. It's like, but just this is just a plea to the Sky Sport commentary team from New Zealand. You're gaslighting your audience. Like at halftime, you're saying things like, "There's always the second half." I was like, no, stop bullshitting people. Like, And then I can look into your eyes, and I love Monty Beetham. And he's like looking away from the camera. He's like, look at the camera and tell people what you know. You know they're fucked. And even Laura McGoldrick, lovely woman, stop it. Just stop it. Like, you know they're getting a beating and the beating's going to continue and they're not going to win. But to tell your audience that there's a chance, of course there's a chance, but be real about it.
I think there's people in our DMs as well. It's like, what do you guys hate the Warriors? Bro, like, there's 5,000 other podcasts like glazing the Warriors. Go listen to those ones, bro. Like, we're going to be honest.
Bro, I love this game. The Tigers against the Knights. Tigers winning that one, 20 points to 4. What's going on with the Knights?
What's going on,
4
man?
points in 2 games. That's
games,
so
bro.
bad. I think Adam O'Brien needs to go. Like, you have like Kalen Ponga at the back. You should not. I don't care who else is in that team. You shouldn't be like scoring that many points.
Those unforced errors that they're making, fuck, that's not on the coach, man.
At home, sold out as well. That's Newcastle. The Newcastle Rugby League fans, they're pretty passionate.
Let's shall we look at our best team, worst team, best player in a losing team. Yeah, best team.
I've got Storm. Just that game was over in the first 20 minutes, and they just don't look like, especially with Jerome who's playing, like they don't look like they will lose to anyone at the moment.
Chazza?
Oh, I'm going with the Roosters.
There he is.
Rip your boy.
Just obviously I'll rip him soon. Oh, bro, just be able to go to Suncorp and do that, like against that pack. It's and where they are and how they've been playing. Like, they've been playing real up and down, and to put that performance out on the, like, obviously when you're playing the big teams, you kind of rise to the occasions, but you sooner or later you get found out, like in the holes in your games. But they turned up and.
Glaze. Best team, Zeke?
I'll go Dolphins. I mean, Storm, if they played a better second half, I'd probably pick them. But, yeah, Dolphins. They were, the hammer is up to 4th now.
I just went Melbourne because they won me some bets there. Worst team?
I've got the Knights. So Zeke alluded to earlier, 1 try or 4 points in 2 weeks. But even the week before, that was just another 1 try performance. So scoring like 2 tries in 3 weeks as a professional footy team, like, that's, and the only time they scored against the Tigers was in the 79th minute.
Yeah.
So like they've got no attack despite having talent guys like Kalen Ponga. So they're the worst team.
I'm going the Knights as well. Just handling errors, bro. Like, real easy. There's one like. You could look at the game and you could probably say that you've knocked the ball on once, and because it was just. And it's not a bad game. You probably didn't have a bad game, but it was just every single person was having a mistake, and and that's probably just comes down. There's something more than just why they're losing the way they're losing.
Just not present, eh? Yeah. Just not present.
Yeah, Knights as well. No, I don't really have anything to say.
I won't say Warriors. I mean, based on halves, but for a full game, I'd say for me it was just the Eels. They had no fight in them. I was watching that game. Some guys were just walking, and it was still the start of the game. I'm like, what are you doing? Which reflects why a lot of those guys got sacked for the game coming up on Monday. Best player?
Jerome Hughes, best half of the game. And like Charlie said, without him, they're not scoring points. So, yeah.
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
And you're saying that he went off.
Yeah.
1 try and a half.
Yeah.
Shout out to James Tedesco, but I'm going Tyrell May. Just back to back weeks, bro. He's just turning up, eh?
The motor, man.
His motor's next level, way. Right, and just the hits that he takes as well, because he opens himself up to get smashed. He just gets back up.
Is he leading DLM for proper at the moment?
Isn't it? Oh, no.
They don't do.
They don't do like
it's just the whole leaderboard.
But he's getting ranking up points, eh?
Yeah, he'll be like 3rd or
Yo,
something.
man.
My best player, I don't really have. I'll probably go Ryan Pappenhausen. He was just everywhere. His hands were always involved in the tries and even defense.
I went with Isaiah Katoa. Just the way that he was toying with the Panthers D-line, like just taking it real close. Good kicking game, put up 456 kicking meters, got a try assist, and just doing with a smile on his face against some seasoned vets. I thought that was really, really good. Best player in a losing team?
I've got Aaron Clark, the lock from the Warriors.
Bro, hard.
Like, that guy, doesn't matter what the result is for the Warriors, that guy's always going to put on a mean shift, and he's the one that earns his you know, his minutes, his like accolades. Like I think he should get more minutes, but he does more in 40 minutes than some guys do in 80.
Did he get a try assist in the second half?
Yeah.
With a kick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try
Bro, he was
assist.
on.
And just like his work rate is awesome. So he always goes hard.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm going with Payne Haas. I just, bro, he's still playing like he's still doing what Payne Haas does, you know. So, yeah, obviously tough night, but yeah, that's my man.
We're not losing. Well, let's go.
It's
Luke.
tough all week, this one.
Yeah, hard to
losing?
pick up. Probably go Luke Metcalf.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still chasing after, still putting in the effort, even though they were down, and then scored on the 79th minute. Yeah. What's his name? Luke Mikiafu.
I've gone Payne Haas as well. He deserves better from his teammates. He played 68 minutes, 35 tackles, ran for 140 meters, 68 post contact, 6 tackle breaks. And a lot of those tackle breaks, there was no one standing beside him when he made it. It was just ugly. Fuck, motherfucker. All right, let's some interesting changes this week to bring a leg, because I think the reason, I don't know if this was a conversation we had as a group or one that you just said to me, which inspired what we're going to do right now.
I just set my winning multis in the chat, and then you took that as I want to go off and be Justin Timberlake.
So we're going to have 4 Justin Timberlakes right now, and only one person has Justin Timberlake talent. But what we're going to do is instead of working together, the boys want to work by themselves.
This is the downfall of Death Row.
So what we're going to do is all the boys are going to do their own minimum 3 leg multi, and then you guys can choose and decide which one you're going to roll with.
Has to be like juicy odds, eh?
Yeah. Chazza, do you want to drop all 3 of your legs?
All right, I'm going.
Sorry.
I was just about to say, just tell me when to.
Wait, hold on.
Don't twist
Sorry.
it.
Chimes, my apologies. I went right past you. We'll start with you also. Yeah.
So for my 4-leg multi, my first leg is Sea Eagles to beat the Dragons, 1-12, and that's paying $3.40. The Blues to beat the Crusaders,
Ooh.
1-12, and that's paying $3.40 as well. NBA, which is on Sunday, I've got the Milwaukee Bucks to beat the Pacers as underdogs, and that's paying $2.80. And then I've also got football, Tottenham to qualify in UEFA versus Eintracht Frankfurt, which is paying $2, and that game's on Friday morning. So all combined, that's like $64, I think, odds. So if you put like a lazy $16, you'll get back over $1,000.
Well done, Oos.
Thanks.
Well done. Jazza, what you got?
Yeah, man, I didn't put that much research into the after my bet part, so these are my bets. I'm going Force versus Hurricanes. I'm going Force to win, paying $2.05. I'm going Waratahs. Waratahs are playing the Drua in Fiji. They're the underdogs in this match. And I'm going 13 plus, paying $5.50. I think after last week's performance and what they need to keep doing to keep climbing that ladder, that table, they need to get this performance. They need to get this win. And then I've got Cody Taylor try. I think the Blues Crusaders will be another battle up front, and Cody Taylor will be on the back of that more. So
Nice, Oos. My first leg, what was your odds?
$66 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on.
My first leg is Mads Brunel, $2.45 versus JJ Wilson. JJ Wilson's this is in the PFL, so there's no UFC this week, but this is the PFL, another kind of second organisation. So $2.45 Mads Brunel. Second leg would be Broncos 1-12, $3.25. I think the weather would probably keep things a lot more close. I actually think the Warriors are the betting side, but yeah, I'll just go Broncos anyway. The Roosters $2.20 to beat Penrith, and the Waratahs to beat Drua $2.65 over in Papatoi, Fiji.
Yeah. How does
What's that combined?
Yeah, what does the total look like there?
I just put $100 on it. Came to 5,000. So
Holy.
Oh, it's just about 10. It's
Yeah.
about $10 to $1,000.
Yeah. So what? 50 something bucks.
Yeah.
My 3-leg, bring-a-leg multi, I got the Rabbitohs to beat the Bulldogs at $3.50. I like Wayne Bennett's coaching in a big game. Cody Walker's back. Campbell Graham's back. Latrell's playing 6. Cody Walker at 7. Bright Lights, big game. I like those odds. So, yeah, Rabbitohs to beat the Bulldogs. I've also got the Western Force to beat the Hurricanes, but I got the price at $2.20. Playing in Perth is tough. And the Hurricanes, I think it was Charlie that said that they're pretty soft overseas. So I'll take Charlie's word for it. And then on my last leg, I'm drawing back from the well. So Storm not to trail against the Dolphins at $2.50. They're the best team in the comp. And a lot of teams are finding it hard to unlock them in the first half. So I think once they get a lead, they won't lose it. And I think that came to, when I put the odds together, $19.25. So put 100 down and get
1900.
1900, which isn't big like you guys, but
So,
yeah.
Guaranteed.
And here we are with our lock or laugh. This is our where we put our name to the bet and say this is our best chance at winning one. Chimes, what you got?
I was close to doing Pistons +7 versus the Knicks, but instead I'll just pick the Knicks to win 1-10. And that's paying $2.85 at TAB.
That's your lock?
That's my lock.
Gangster.
So yeah, so a bit of a buffer with if they win
Got some
by
balls off that house.
But yeah.
Nice, mate. Basketball, yeah. Nice.
Oh, yeah, it's nice to have some NBA in it.
Yeah, because you got people asking all the time.
Yeah, I think the thing with NBA, like most of our shows, right, was like when we record Wednesday, Thursday, you only can do it for the next day. Whereas Wednesday, so like League, they release the lines on like Monday, Tuesday, or even weeks ahead, and you can bet a game on the weekend. NBA doesn't usually offer you that until now because it's the playoffs. So we've got a bit of time between the games on Sunday, but regular season they don't.
This is the best time to bet NBA as well, eh?
Playoffs.
Because I know people that don't bet NBA the whole year, just wait till playoffs.
Yeah.
Chaser, what's your lock for this week?
My lock is Moana Brumbies to stay under 63.5.
Under?
Under, yeah.
I like
I think
that.
the weather's what's the storm?
Cyclone
Tam or something's coming in.
Ex-tropical cyclone Tam.
Wait, what?
What's that mean?
Means it's no longer considered a tropical cyclone, but it's still devastating. It's still devastating. Yeah.
You're always up to date with like work news.
Hey, come on, man. I don't know these things.
Voter.
I'm giving credibility to the show here, boys.
Yeah, I'm going them to stay under 63.5. I think it'll be a slow game, and
Yeah, sick.
Nice.
Man, remember last week when I said my lock was going to be a golf one?
Yeah.
And it hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Actually, man, that's the first time someone explained golf to me watching the Masters, the story behind, is it Rory McIlroy?
Yeah.
Bro, it was amazing. Like, just knowing that and watching it, I was glued to it, bro.
Cool ending, eh?
Yeah.
what was the story?
Oh, man, we haven't got time for it.
My lock this week is the Tigers -1.5 at $1.91. Eels got Mitchell Moses back, but I think we can't rely on something we haven't seen yet. He could redo his injury, so we just go with what I've seen, and yeah, Tigers will be fired up after this week's news.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, with that maniac at halfback, 5 tries.
Man, I learn something every week from this guy just by what he says, eh? Like, sorry, it's why I've been winning. But that, like, just trust what you're seeing, because sometimes we always bet things that we think without seeing it.
Which is natural way.
Yeah. And the Mitch Moses, because I was leaning towards that, because I thought, man, they just need him to unlock it, because they've got some nice pieces there.
Yeah.
But I'll take that off the bet slip, my private bet slip. I've gone with the Rabbitohs +10.5. I think it's a big number to give the Rabbitohs or some of the players that they got back in a big game. So, yeah. Does anybody want to laugh at anybody's?
I'll laugh at that one.
Oh, my God.
Like, I just think the Rabbitohs edges might get exposed.
Yeah.
I think they've got Campbell Graham and Isaiah Tass. Yeah, Isaiah Tass on the wings, who are naturally centres, and they're already kind of poor on defence. And Bulldogs will just, I think they'll expose that.
So you think they'll go past 10.5?
Oh, was it 10.5?
Yeah.
Oh, I last looked at it, it was 8.
No, I got it at 10.5 this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because their defense will be good enough to stop Rabbitohs from scoring points. So I think, we'll go 10.5. But I wouldn't bet it personally. Yeah. Hey, you might hit.
Yeah. Can you guys just make sure you guys do me a reel when it hits? Because I've been missing out on some, man.
Did you?
Let's do some quick fire. Should we start with Super Rugby or NRL?
Super.
Super? Okay, boys. Here we go.
Or did you want to answer those questions after this?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah. No, so we'll do the Q&A after the quick fire. So quick fire. Friday night, Crusaders Blues in Christchurch.
Blues.
Loose.
Shut up!
When the Blues go on a Crusaders, it's just a different team.
I'll probably go Crusaders. They haven't won down there.
This guy, he's gonna fold, man.
No, I was just playing. No, I'll go Crusaders.
Can we do a reel just on that?
I'll go Crusaders, bro. They haven't won down there, bro.
How many times you won down there again? Once in 10 years?
Bro. 1 in 10 years. And
Damn.
they haven't even won since then, bro.
But you didn't play with Mark Talia.
Yeah, no, but even Mark Talia hasn't even won down there.
Martin so bad he wants to go to Japan, bro.
Get that yen, man.
I didn't think they've still won. And like I said, when they were at the top of the table and they were third from the bottom and they still didn't win. It's just a tough place.
Yeah.
Our styles, we struggle with the Crusaders.
Yeah.
So
I'll go Crusaders. Yeah.
Oops. Go Blues, baby.
let's go.
Reiko Ioane, a hat trick, bro. Saturday, Drua, Waratahs in Fiji.
Taz.
Taz.
Draw. Moana, Brumbies.
Brumbies.
Moana.
Brumbies.
Moana. Chiefs, Highlanders.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Force, Hurricanes.
Hurricanes.
Oh, we need the Force to win. We're going Force.
Yeah.
Force.
All right, let's look at NRL. It is the Sea Eagles versus the Dragons on Thursday night.
I got, what was it? The
Manly.
Manly.
Yeah, Manly, bro.
Manly.
Manly, but not confident.
I'm going to go Dragons. Oh, shit, sorry, it's in 4 Points Park. I'll go Manly. I'll go Manly. Bulldogs, Rabbitohs.
Doggies.
Yeah, I'm going to go Doggies, eh?
This guy said it like it was a hot take. Yeah, Doggies.
I'm going to go Rabbitohs. Dolphins, Storm.
Storm.
Oh, Storm.
So,
My bet depends on it. Storm. Warriors, Broncos.
Warriors.
Broncos.
here.
Cyclone.
In the ex-cyclone.
Hey, man, that's the scientific term. You like, guys?
I'll go the Warriors, eh? Back the Warriors.
Fuck you too.
I think Broncos should win, but not confident, especially at this price.
You going Broncos?
Yeah, Broncos.
Fucking Broncos all day. You mutts. Saturday. Ooh, this is a tough one. 15th versus 16th. Roosters versus the Panthers.
Roosters.
Yeah, I'll go Roosters.
Yeah, the Chooks.
Yeah. I'm going to go the Panthers. Titans, Raiders. It's at Seabus on the Gold Coast.
Raiders.
Raiders, but not. Yeah, I think it'll be close.
I'm going to go Titans. Sharks, Knights.
Sharkies.
Sharks.
Can I go back and change mine to the Raiders? The Raiders. I'm going to go Sharks. And last game of the round, Eels versus the Tigers.
Tigers.
I was going Eels, but based on Zeke's explanation, I'm going to go Tigers. Yeah, and that's our quick fire this week. But we've got a new segment.
No, it's just to wrap things up.
Yeah, like
People are always asking questions. Always nosy, I'm the one that asked.
Well, so you put it out on your Instagram. Hey,
Yeah.
follow the Instagram, by the way. Betsndat.
Q&A. I just put it out on a story because people are always asking, like, what's your process of this? What does this guy think of this? I tried to do 2, but it was more like a lot of group questions, like for all of us. I'll start off the first one. Chimes, will you be doing any NBA playoffs bets?
Yeah, definitely. So I guess Do we can you communicate on the page or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll start a broadcast channel if anyone's interested, and we'll just put them in there, like 1 or 2 bets that Chimes is confident in.
Yep.
But yeah.
Sick.
Nate, this one's from Gub City, our boy Charlie Gub.
Oh, Charlie Gov, how are you, brother?
The best looking and smartest Warriors player ever. What's the gambling like in the big house?
Dangerous.
Can you explain what the big house is?
It's jail. Prison. It's funny because like in some units, you go into a unit and it might be dominated by a couple of clubs or a couple of gangs. So when you go sit at the table to play, there'll be guys standing around the table and you can't really tell them to move away if you're playing poker, you know? So you enter at your own risk. There'll be guys working together, guys tapping each other on the feet. And, you know, you might lose a packet of noodles one week and then you try and double up and then you lose 2 packets of noodles and then you lose your whole canteen. Next thing you know, your girlfriend's dropping off stuff she shouldn't be dropping off. So if you don't know how to play poker or, you know, go bounce the ball outside or something.
What kind of games you guys play? Just poker?
Poker, blackjack.
How do you play blackjack?
Oh, guys come up with like, so there'll be a nominated dealer. There'll be a nominated dealer. I actually I've got someone who can verify this. I won a $10,000 shot basketball. I don't know how to shoot, but I just stood in the corner. You had to stand in this one corner. This was at Mount Eden in 2020. So they said, if anybody can make the shot from the corner, you get 10 grand. We couldn't actually shoot it properly because the ceiling of the yard. So nobody could arc it. So I underarmed it and it went in.
This one's for Chimes. Oh, for Charlie, sorry. Who's the grubbiest player you've played against? Played with or against?
The grubby style, bro, would be Dane Coles, bro. Easy.
Hey.
Oh, no. I reckon Dane Coles talks the most. Like, he's a real grub. Like, he's in your face. Like, if you make a mistake, he's chatting to you. The elbows or the cheap shots probably be Callum Metallic, eh? Yeah.
Did you ever play against Will Chambers?
Yeah, bro.
Was he like yapping on the fields?
Nah, not to me.
He's probably the best in league. Like just.
Oh
Chat.
no! I never played.
When he went to
was
the
at,
Rebels.
eh?
Melbourne Rebels.
And Reds.
On
as well.
Reds.
On Reds,
Yeah.
no, he didn't.
I heard Justin Hodges was right up there as well.
Yeah, Hodges be the best.
Yeah.
But remember when Kane Evans just lashed out at Will Chambers? I think it was in 2020.
No.
You would have been inside.
Playing poker.
Yeah. This was just a setup for everyone's jokes.
This one's from our boy Lima Sopoanga.
Oh.
Nate, if the Broncos lose to the Warriors this week, you do a half marathon. But if the Broncos win, he'll do a full marathon. Do we have a deal? We can do some.
Hey,
I can't do it, man.
You got to show that same
Just
energy
walk
and
on.
confidence that you had before when you said that you mutts and stuff. If it's a guaranteed bet, you've got nothing to worry about.
I
mate.
can't
We can
do
do
it.
some content.
Ooh, I tore my nut.
Hey, but it has to be like in November. That's the
Yeah.
In November?
yeah.
Fuck, why not?
In 4K, you gotta take
Hey!
A new reel.
And this one's, I think, for everyone. This is not meant to be disrespectful, but like someone who's the best player or someone that you grew up with that never quite cracked it or made it. Because like we know a few mutual ones, Chimes, that didn't really make it pro, like first 15 players.
Oh, which ones?
Mags ones. We were talking about the other week.
I got a guy that I grew up with in Samoa. His name is Rudolph Meredith, and he made all the age grade teams, and he was in the same rep side as Sosene Anesi because they all come through the schoolboys in Samoa, both absolute guns. I'm not quite sure what happened. Maybe he got bored with footy, but he was that good. Like, because the school I went to was Samoa College, and Sosene went to St. Joseph's, and you know they're both athletes, both sprinters. But Rudolph's also a genius. Like he's really like he was always like killing everything at school, like subject wise, anything you could think of. But I'm not too sure. Like I don't know what happened there. But if he wanted to, he could have made it. He could have made it over here. He was that good. But yeah, shout out to Rudolph.
Really, Chimes.
Probably, I mean, the most promising first five I saw was a Tongan kid from Mags called Shonakite.
Oh, bro.
And like that guy,
He was dumb, man.
like that guy was playing first 15 when he was like 13. Like, I think he was like full form.
Yeah.
But like the way he played like an adult. Like, and it wasn't like, he was real strong and stocky, but he
was small,
he was small. He was short. You know, he was even shorter than me. But like the way that he commanded the game, his kicking game, like he just played like he was a professional football player. But he was 14 years old, 13 years old, and playing first 15. And if he kept on that trajectory, like he would have been not just the best Tongan player ever, but one of the best first fives, I reckon. Just he was so composed and smart, and he had everything: the pass, the kick. He could run, tackle, and yeah, like he was better than seven formers when he was 13 years old.
Can I ask what happened?
I think no, it wasn't like he didn't go off the rails or anything like that. I think he just lost love of the game, and maybe got a a lot of those talented guys. Sometimes they can't cross over to when it's becoming more professional, or like they can just rely on their talent and they enjoy it. But when it becomes more serious with the training or whatever, that's when they sort of, it's not for me, or they'd rather just, hang with family or go to church maybe. But
I can tell he's special because like as soon as you said the name, everyone.
But yeah, Shonakite, like to this day, the best high school first five I've seen in person, and he was doing that when he was the youngest on the field by far.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember him. I was playing at my school, which was a B grade school, but I'll come and watch these guys like some of the A grade schools. So we play at 12:30, they played at 2:30, and I'd rock up to La Salle, and sometimes that Kite was there, bro, and he was the man, eh? So yeah, he's not your typical first five size, like he was a big boy, but his skill, his skill was crazy. But yeah.
And he just stood out. Like he was, everyone, like maybe the opposition didn't always know that he was so young, but everyone at Mags knew how young he was. And even like a neutral could just watch him and they're like, this guy's like playing at a different level, like, And yeah, so that was a guy that we all expected to, at the very least, go represent Tonga and be our first five ever. But
as long as they're happy wherever they are.
Definitely, man. Like, he's happy with his family and stuff. And like his brothers were great rugby players too. But he was the one that everyone expected to crack on and be awesome.
Yeah, my one will probably be my cousin, Nate. I'll never say it to him, but he was like a role model for me growing up. We're the same age, but he was just a real talented kid. Like, he was just, rugby was his thing, and like he would make all the A grades groups, teams. I wasn't good enough, but wherever he went, I just kind of followed him. We played league, rugby. Once he went to first 15, I went to my first 15. And then after that, we went back to club rugby. Even like come out of school, he was still in the system, like playing for Pepito Rugby Club, which isn't a big club, but he was in the 20s age groups for rugby. He went to TC, so they were in the A grade, but obviously it's TC. It's not the big 4 or 5 big schools. But he kept making the grades, but we went to play a village game. He broke his leg, and he broke both bones in his leg, and he just never recovered, never got back into it. Probably had a fear that it might break again, and he never was that same person on the field. Like, it was just crazy. Like, the guys, when you're trying to run away to the corner to score your try, he'll come back in and bump someone. But he was like, he's like the size as Zeke.
6'4".
So he was like but he was just that crazy dude, bro, like real fit, and but he just, after he broke his leg, he just wasn't the same again.
Damn, I think all the guys kind of made it that I was thinking about, but I think one guy would be my mate, Jack Saina, just from like 12, 13, 14. This guy was pretty much like a Sionakite kind of, just be able to throw like bullet passes left to right, sideline to sideline. Can play first five, second five, fullback. He played at Marist Saints. Like, could smack as well. Yeah, he could do everything. I think it was just...
Is he related to Filippo Saina?
Play
Manu Samoa? No?
Probably. I thought, actually, this guy might have had a game or two for Samoa Sevens as well too.
Damn.
So that's kind of making it there. Yeah. But best high school player I've probably seen is either Sionakite or Willis Haloholo. Right, that guy was drawing like thousands to come just watch him play, man. First 15.
The other guy I know, if it wasn't for his injury. I think it was his knee or Achilles, but he was playing over in Dubai.
No, true story.
I heard they searched for him to bring him there.
Academy. Find all the money I took from them. There's like a few others that are, for me, that are just about what's my betting process and how do you go about knowing your bankroll and your wager amount.
Oh, fuck, I want to know this.
You kind of, so you have a set amount, right? Whether it's $100, $1,000, whatever. And then the general rule is 1 to 5% of that is your unit, 1 unit, right? It's just a cleaner way of, instead of saying, oh, I bet $100 or it's 1 unit. So then people can see how much you've lost and won over time.
So 1% of your whole bankroll, right? So your
Yeah,
bankroll
it
might be
doesn't have to be
1,000, might
that.
be 100. So my unit is $1. Yours is obviously
Yeah, but
$100
you can do whatever. Like
$10,
it's
so.
just that's just the general one, but you can do like 10, 50, whatever. So that's what a unit size is. That's probably one of my most asked questions.
I heard you were saying your unit size was 10K or something.
But hell no.
That was back in Dubai.
When I was shake my booty. And then the other one would be, most asked question would, how do I go about making my bets? Like what's like deciding like how much I'm going to put on, or I think, man, honest, I'm pretty lazy, eh? People must think I'm sitting there like in a dark room. Right, I'm watching conspiracy theories and then 10 minutes up to a game I'll put a bet on. But I think it's more, I'll like say, I'll look at an upcoming match, NRL game, or when I see a UFC fight announced, I'll see the fight and in my head I've already got, okay, this line should be this is what the odds I think would be. And then when it finally comes out, I'll see that the line is wrong or off from what I thought. And I'll say, oh, that's a bad line. So that would determine value for me.
One thing, I guess, new bettors will see, they'll see a line, and if it's leaning towards one way, there's a lot of trust there between them and the sportsbook, thinking that makes sense, because it's not in their thinking to go, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
And that's why you see these guys do 100-leg multis of
Yeah, all favourites.
all favourites.
Yeah, so what you kind of, if you're just starting out betting, find out what your style is. You know, some people like to do margins or try scorers, and that's what that bread and butter is. Mine is, I think you should always prioritize the money line to win, you know, because then the team either win or lose, you know. If you go,
Not much at play with the odds.
yeah. So, yeah, people also mistake value, any underdog for being a value. A value bet could be a favourite as well. Like if I see like Khabib versus Conor, $1.90 each way, or if I saw Khabib at $1.60, I'd be like, bro, that's value. He should be like $1.30.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it doesn't always mean the underdog is value. You could always be, but it's all up to the person. So what you determine is a bad line too.
And another thing that a lot of people do as well is they bet off feelings.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Chimes is the numbers guy, more stats guy than me. I'm pretty casual with how I bet. A lot of people also play into the fact if a team has, or if an athlete or team has been good to them in the past. I think approach every game or every fight with a clean slate. You know, don't have your feelings in it like, oh, Adesanya, he's been winning this for me, blah, blah, because he could run into a real bad matchup. And then, yeah, so feelings aside, you know, you pick a team doesn't mean you hate them if you pick against them. Well, the last 2 years, like every year, I've staked at least 10K on the Warriors, like for 1 year. I hate the Warriors. So at the end of the day, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to win for your ego or you profit? That's what I have to say. Yeah. We're trying to win money at the end of the day.
I think we learned a lot in this little session. I've been seeing Charlie's mind going, oh,
I hope they answer some questions.
if I take house number 12.
It's not road to 100. We're going road to 1 milli.
No, but hey, I quite like that if we do it every week, if there's some questions that might pop up. Not the same ones.
Yeah, I'll do different ones.
Yeah. But yeah, well done, boys. Good luck this weekend. Enjoy your long weekend. Be safe out there.
Enjoy your marathon, Lima.
Bro, I think the Broncos are going to win 13 plus. Yeah.
They're a bit.
Can Lima still run anyway? Because we're the same size now. Yeah. Playing prop over there in Japan. Anyway, any final words, boys?
Nah, man.
Yeah.
No words. Just subscribe.
That's it, these multis.
Yeah.
I need some money.
Shout out to Blues. See you guys win on the weekend.